Hello, welcome to another episode of Lessons for Life. In this channel, every video in under 15 minutes discusses how we can learn and grow and live life at our best. Yeah. So today we are going to talk about the most important attitude that we need to change in order to reap the best results. The attitude that we need to change is our attitude towards change. Yes, quite a mouthful, isn't it? Right. So I have talked about change before, and this is going to build further on that topic, and I hope this will be useful to you. After viewing this video, please share with me in the comment section what is the stage at which you are right now with regard to your attitude towards change. Okay? This is the most important attitude that we need to change, yet we are not aware of the presence of this attitude as a shackle that is holding us back from growing and actually owning or having all our goals fulfilled. Okay, so it's really important. Now, when it comes to change, we are all aware that change is inevitable, change is the only constant. We will never dispute the truth of the statement. Yeah? However, most of us start by limiting our awareness with regard to change as something that is only true or existing in the external world. Okay, yeah, change is a constant, change is always happening, there is change in the outside world, everything is changing, and it's changing rapidly. The climate is changing, the food production capacity of this world is changing, the price of things is changing, everything is changing, of course changing in one direction, which is quite scary currently. But nonetheless, coming back to the talk about change, we fail to introspect and realize that the only way to cope with this changing external world or the changing environment is to match that change with some changes within us, within each and every one of us. And in order to live predominantly with the correct or the most desirable attitude towards change, we need to understand the 4 stages of attitude towards change that we all live through. Now, I am speaking from my own experience, so please do share your experience about this attitude towards change, which I regard as the most important attitude that we need to improve on. Okay? In a recent discussion I had with a friend, we both came to the conclusion that so few people are aware that they need to change. So few people are aware about their own attitudes towards change that's impeding their own development, that is holding them back. So few people are aware. We're not saying we are perfect. Okay, we concluded the discussion by agreeing that we need to improve, and hence this video, right? We need to improve. So in order to improve, we must know where we are and where we are headed. Okay, so this is a result of reflection and introspection on my part, and I think these are the stages of the attitude that we have towards change, towards learning and growing, and how we should grow from an attitude that is predominantly reactive to predominantly proactive. Okay, so let's start. Now, reflecting back on my own life, I initially was at a stage where I was totally unaware that I need to change and learn and grow, right? So at that stage, luckily for me, even though I wasn't aware that I needed to change and learn and grow, I was not a person to blame others. I used to blame myself. This is not good, I agree. This is not ideal, far from ideal, but at least it is better than another attitude that most people are at. Okay, so this I call as the first stage, okay, in the attitude towards change. Okay, and at this first stage, actually we are largely disempowered. At this stage, we are not aware that we need to change, but when we are faced with challenges or problems, we tend to blame external circumstances and others. Okay, we are reactive, but we react to change, or rather we react to problems and challenges by expecting others to change. We blame others and we expect others to change. This is very, very disempowering, because this is not only reactive, okay, but it is also a victim mindset. It's a trap. It will keep you trapped as a victim in your less than ideal situation. So this is the first attitude that many people have. And if you are one of those people, please take responsibility to move away from that. And then there are people like the person I was, right up till I was 40 years old. Now at this stage, I was a person who was also reactive. I only realized that I needed to react when there was a problem or challenge. But how did I react? Yeah, I was reactive. Both the first level and the second level is being reactive. It involves being reactive. I was reactive, but I reacted to problems or challenges by blaming myself. Basically, I think I had a form of neurosis where I blame myself for everything. Like, for example, if we as a family were cash strapped, then I would blame myself for not doing enough, or not working enough number of hours, or not being able to secure a job that brought in enough money. You know, perhaps if I did that, I would be contributing more towards the family finances, you know. That is my line of thought. I always used to blame myself. Reactive, blaming myself. At least that's a little better. But it took me some time before I developed into the third stage of stop blaming, start taking responsibility, start taking action, start changing, and then you will see better results. So that is the third stage where you're still reactive, yeah, but instead of just stopping at blaming yourself, you take responsibility. The two are different, right? Because when you blame, you're a victim, you're helpless, you're not able to take action, but when you take responsibility, you identify what is it that you need to change about yourself, and you change that, and then you take the necessary action. This is the third stage, yeah, in your attitude towards change, or we can even say in your development or improvement in your attitude towards change, right? And then we arrive at the fourth stage. At the fourth stage, you make a huge shift. You make a paradigm shift from being a person who looks for opportunities to change only reactively. You become a person who changes proactively, meaning you start looking out for what are the ideals of the internal environment that you can create in order to reap the best rewards across all the 8 pillars of life, right? So these are the 4 stages in the development of a proactive attitude towards change. And when I say proactively changing the internal environment towards our ideal selves, yeah, towards becoming our ideal selves, I'm talking about changing our mindset, changing our beliefs, changing our character qualities, personality traits. Yeah, these are our internal environments, and when we change all of this, our mindset, our beliefs, our character qualities, and our personality traits, we find that we are able to get better results across all 8 pillars of life. An important pointer that I would like to add here is that when we change, it is best to change inside out. Yeah, so 2 important messages I shared with you in this video. The first is that we all go through 4 stages of developing the proactive and healthy attitude towards change. And then we talked about changing our internal environment. Okay, so we need to be proactive and we need to change our internal environment, and that change should be a change that's happening inside out. I hope this video was useful, and I will see you again in another video next week. Till then, have a great week.